Yo, morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles of my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the heights, goals, and ambitions that I've set for myself and those around me. Welcome back. If you want an introduction and a summary, we have a brief variety of introductions as to what we do in this channel, how we break it down into concepts, domains of life, sub-series, and so on and so forth, and analogies. You can check all of that, including the live stream schedule and even the copyright-free music in the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight up to January 2021. And so you'll find all there. We'll just skip all that and go into for today's content what we want to say in this particular live stream. So in the next maybe 45 seconds or so, we're going to have maybe about 4 or 5 different phases. The first one was just the introduction, second one is just kind of table of contents. Third, okay, after this, we're going to cover the photographs, so it has a lot to do with commentary, storytelling, just a lot of stuff here. You can see what you see is what you get. We have this food, breakfast, diet, and nutrition, that kind of stuff. Just the basic amenities that we need to survive, and so on and so forth, as well as some class 4 items, some gifts I received from my workplace. We'll do some commentating over that. The second phase, we're going to get up in the room, like you see in the backdrop right here. I'm going to get up. That's region D1. We have quite a few items you can see over there. We have that kind of long pole. We have some stuff on the bottom that's just a little bit of a toiletries that we take care of, as well as the class 4 items, the gifts, or not really gifts, but treats I received from my workplace. So we're going to try to cover all those things. And that's kind of the more active and more engaging part of the stream. So that's segment 4. And then after that, the last 2 portions, 5 and 6, maybe about 10 minutes into the stream. It's only about 14-minute long stream, won't be too long. As usual, it's only about 14 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes in, we're going to start talking about more abstract things, like today, for instance, planning out what I need to do to wash everything down, clean everything up to get, it's a part of the Ahn Rho Project, of course, to take care of my own health, and I haven't taken care of a room, so I'll have to go through some of the plans there with regards to the clothing over there in the backdrop. You can see that over there in the bag, right underneath that piece of paper over there. There's like a little bag there, with a bunch of clothing. Need to wash that, the blankets and stuff like that. We'll go through that, as well as income taxes, finances. So again, another domain of life, relationships, finances. We'll cover that, where I need to get done, as well as reaching out to my brother, to my cousin. A friend of mine just hit me up over on Facebook and stuff like that. And then of course working overtime as well, once again. So all that kind of stuff, including a very nice moment today. That's a very, if I have enough time, we'll get to it. But basically, I was on a game this morning, that was very reminiscent from way back when, like a decade ago. And I still go in about once a month in order to check on, I have like a certain ritual I do. It's kind of like a de-stressing moment. And there was this really wholesome moment, but I'll get to that in a second, in about maybe 10 minutes or so, right? And after that, we'll deliver take-home message. So that's everything in this stream. Why don't we get started? 2 quick disclaimers. First of all, we will be real, raw, and genuine. It means that I will not shy away from non-PC topics, right? If there are any sort of domestic issues or particularly negative insecurities, I will still have to address it. This is my emotional baggage, my personal issues, and it's still my responsibility, but it's a part of my life, and I have to capture this because this is the Ahn Rho Project. It is a capture in part. That's one part of the Ahn Rho Project. So let's begin. We have some photographs on the left-hand side. Let's expand on that. Okay. We have here most of it's breakfast as well as dinner. So I was preparing dinner for today as well as the breakfast. You can see, if I expand a little bit more, there are some egg tarts. There's a class 2 item, means I'm not supposed to eat from milk tarts. I've shown this before, TNT brand. The rest here, we have this kind of apple pie mixed in with, it's very low res, but basically there's some apple pie in there, including Usana health science like pumpkin spice, meal replacement. We have some supplements. We also have oatmeal and ground flax. We also have some cookies there, and a granola bar that I was experimenting, so it's kind of like a new recipe, right? I always like to put stuff inside oatmeal. It's so easy to make oatmeal. You can put anything you want inside. And so over there, if I move up to the front, you can see there's kind of granola bar. In fact, why don't I just zoom out here? This is from my workplace, so this is near expiry. We don't manufacture those things, it's just a supplier, but basically we make first aid kits and stuff like that, right? So that's something that was nearing its expiry date or nearing its best before date, and so we had to use it up. They were just giving it free, and I have a better snapshot right here, so you can see all of it here. Again, just trying to try a new recipe of oatmeal. Just adding this kind of makeshift stuff. Whatever's in the fridge, you just toss it into your soup, right? Well, I'm doing the same thing with oatmeal. So that's that, and that's what I have for today. Now you'll also see the bread and the stuff like the packaging on the side of the bread. I just put the slice of bread, reuse the packaging from a snack food, and that's that for today. Not very much in terms of breakfast, but or dinner, but that's stuff that I had to cover. All right, so moving on, diet, nutrition. We're moving on from that. Let's get up. Let's show up actually some photographs here, some close-ups. So once again, you can see the bread. I was planning on using that red hot pizza as a dip right there. If you can see right there, I wanted to bring it to work, kind of like just dipping the bread. And that's, I know it's not the most healthy thing to eat for dinner, but I just know it's kind of like a makeshift thing between running the business and the projects and the projects. Geez, that sounds so ghetto. But anyways, whatever, that's where I'm from. Okay, moving on. Some more photographs, snapshots, better resolution. Good shit. This is probably stuff that I should put in the thumbnail. This is after I clean up everything as well. You can see the stoves much better. And here's the stuff that's left remaining. So inside that bag is my dinner. It's literally just like a slice of bread with some other snacks I'm bringing over to work, like the granola bars and the supplements. Okay. All right, moving on. So we're about 6 minutes in. Okay, let's move on to the next phase. We're going to get up. This is region D1, D2. Viewer, meet D1 and D2. No. All right, lame. All right, here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Where's the fourth? 4. So I got about 6 actually bars of these Kirkland Signature. That's the brand, huh? Kirkland Signature Soft and Chewy granola bars, chocolate chip. All right, so like I said, nearing expiry or best before, so they just gave all to staff, to employees, and like I said, working for PPE, protective equipment. We make that kind of stuff, first aid kits, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's that, and I got some of these back, and that's really nice. So a big thank you, just showing my gratitude and appreciation for, again, my colleagues, the owners of staff. I mean, this is just something that just a way to make yourself happy and appreciate for what you have. All right, moving on to the side, we have some stuff here on this kind of tube thing. It's actually also from my workplace. So this is a class 4 item, the bars, right? Class 4 meaning a gift from volunteers, from fellow staff, owners, whatever. Same thing with this kind of rod right here. And the reason why I brought this down here is actually, I've mentioned this in previous live streams, actually a couple months ago when I brought like 3 back. But basically, I use this for all sorts of different things, like hanging my laundry over, but also this one particularly, it has usually this kind of sticky stuff on the side, 2 kind of stamps here, and because it's for it's for labels, so like printing inkjet labels, stuff like that, and it's been used up. And this one is kind of devoid of it. It's been stripped clean, so I can use this almost like a pole for. I've been planning on this like martial arts and stuff like that. It's very makeshift, but it's better than having nothing. Before I would have something that was a class 2 item, so that's for my guardians, and I'm trying like a lot of domestic issues. A lot of domestic issues with that, so I returned that, and I'm again trying to use everything that is from my own resources. Okay, last thing here, the bottom here, just some toilet paper. So I was just talking about domestic issues, so this doesn't play out very well, but basically this is toilet paper. Not one of the few things I still use that's shared, and again, it's about 5 different families in this household. It is a low-income family's household. There's like various tenants. There's like 4 or 5 different tenants. I'm only one of them, and that's yeah, my bad. Hopefully I start using my own toilet paper. What's up here? All right, we have some trash here. I'll take this out to my workplace, and that's about it. So when it comes to D1, that's all we have to cover. Oh, wrong. In D1, we still have to cover the clothing, but I can't do that today. But I want to mention, all right, this is kind of bleeding into the second last segment, right? I said that there's some abstract things that I had to plan out. Basically, this clothing here, there's 2 jackets. There's 1 jacket, there's 1 kind of sweater or zip up, and 1 vest. Again, mostly winter clothing, on sale, like way on sale, for like one's for $10, one's for $20, one was for like 50. Most of them are over like, so it's like more than like 80% off. And I made sure that I was very picky with it, so I got something that I actually will use. I tend to be very frugal with that. That's just how it is. If you grow up in kind of like low income households, you may be able to relate with that actually. So with that being said, that's the kind of stuff there. I need to wash it before I use it, right? Especially during the pandemic, people's like touch and everything. Another thing I have to mention, obviously, that's on top of having to clean out all the bedding, all the blankets, and all the winter clothing. Here you have my drop leg that I made from like straps. I'm gonna put this back onto my legs right now before I go to work. I'm gonna just strap it on here before I go to the warehouse. But I gotta wash the suit here as well, so I forgot about that. I gotta wash the suit, and I gotta wash the new clothing. and I have to wash the blankets and the bed sheets, so it's like it's nuts on top of my regular clothing. So that's like 5 days of like, it's nuts. All right, and then on top of that, the last two items here I want to talk about very quickly. D2, region D2, we have these two bulbs here. I still haven't opened it. I've neglected to do that, but I've already done the scanning for this. I realized I already scanned the products, the details, and have it stashed onto my laptop or at least on my phone. So what I would like to do is, I can sort of break open this stuff here. Can't open until I scan and get an electronic copy of the details, but that I can. So I can start to install these lights here up on the roof, and then it'll be interesting. Just like you see in the backdrop right there, there's an example of the light that can change colors. If I just show you right now, right, here's the remote, purple, blue, green, whatever, right? All right, moving on. Red, demonic red. Let's keep it that way. All right, so this is the last segment now. Let's get to kind of like stuff that I can't really show you, relationships, stuff like that. So something I've been trying to get back to is my brother. He's been hitting me up with some messages for the past like 3-4 weeks now. One was like introduction to a guy who's doing some streaming. He's in like psych or something, whatever. And he's trying to share me with some creators who are doing things that he feels that I might like and I might be interested. And I think it took a little bit of me, and I want to get back to him. I really want to, and I should. So that's gonna probably happen. And then he sent me even more, introduced me to even more creators and stuff like that, over there were artists or whatever. And I'd like to get back to him, basically. Also, a friend of mine over, my ex-colleague from like what? Geez, that's like 4 years ago. It's nuts. But he's a friend of mine now, and it was pretty roughy. It was pretty rough, like just kind of odd. Basically, he's hit me up or Facebook as well. I haven't seen him in such a long time. Usually we'd go out and we'd eat something, but we're on lockdown and stuff like that, so that's not happening. So I want to get back to him, and then on top of that, I still have to get back to my accountant. So like I said, side business in biocellular nutrition and R&D company right there, Yusan Health Sciences. So when it comes to that, lots of supplementation, lots of stuff like that, but I have to do my write-off still. It's insane that it's in April now, and usually I'm ahead of the game, but this year I'm not. I'm way behind, and I'm still trying to get back to my accountant. It's been like a full week since I last spoke with him, so I want to get that done, and then that way I can actually pay him as well. He can get it done and then move on to his next clients. I've really been falling behind. Like, I gotta get the Excel spreadsheet set up here. Tabulate everything from expenses and income, business, separate from employment and non-regular, whatever, and then sort the files, put it on like Drive or something like that, send it over to him, and then pay him. Like, I don't know what he's gonna pay, like Interact or something like that. Anyways, that's that. And then on top of that, also forward some resources. Like I said, I've spoken this previous live stream. I want to send some interesting neuroscience, because he has his own health and family issues, and I'd like to be able to help him. So that's part of the project. Part of this Ahn Rho Project is to be able to share some of these things. So I want to send to him, as well as my cousin. Oh, there's so much to do. So with that being said, I gotta get to work now too. So I'm gonna end this live stream, and let's do deliver take home message. All right, and I am improving. It seems like every day I'm getting to work earlier and earlier, but we've got to keep with the trend. So we got to end this live stream right here, right now. Take home message is what? Take care of your health, yourself, your finances. Make sure you become a strong, disciplined, responsible individual, not like me. Make sure that not trying to preach, just trying to practice what I do and get better at it, and try to fully embody it. So, hopefully you share this understanding with me that you can only offer anything of value to the people that you care for by standing on your own 2 feet, by making sure that you don't become a burden to them, by making sure that you have something of value to contribute to society before you actually try to contribute anything. Is a general rule, all right? It's not fixed and not set in stone. But that being said, I hope to see a better version of you as well as myself in the next live stream tomorrow morning and afterwards. So that's it. So my hypothetical imaginary viewers, thank you for tuning in, and this is Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao.